Hey, how's it going, guys? So back with another movie review. I just got out of Top Gun Maverick. So it's directed by Joseph Kosinski. Obviously, it's got Tom Cruise, Miles Teller, John Hamm, Jennifer Connelly. There's another cameo in there that I'm pretty sure it was announced, but I don't want to jump into quote unquote spoilers. But let's just say that that cameo was very icy. It's definitely nice to see. And then also Ed Harris. He was billed on there, but he literally was in the movie for about maybe 3 minutes. So it was nice to see him. I haven't seen him in a lot of things as of late, but I mean, he's always a great actor to have in a movie, regardless. Honestly, overall, a lot of really good acting in this movie. There's a lot of emotion to it. So basically, as you know, some of the trailers have already told, Miles Teller plays Rooster, who's going to be Goose's son. So there's the conflict between Tom Cruise's Maverick character and Rooster just because of what happened to his dad and in the earlier movie. To be fair, I liked the first Top Gun, but I'm honestly not a huge fan of it. I've said this, and I know I talked to a couple other people too. There's a plot, but it's really thin. There's a love story throughout the entire movie. You get the camaraderie of them oiled up playing volleyball and stuff like that, and then the ending with the dogfights with all the F-18 or F-14s or whatever they're fighting or whatever they're flying. So I feel like this one definitely had a lot better story. There's a reason to why they're training. There's a reason to why they need to do certain things and how they need to get it done and stuff like that. So basically, there's a mission. Um, there's something that they need to attack, but they need to be stealthy about it. So they bring in basically the top recruits of every Top Gun that they've had throughout the years. Obviously, all the newer people, you're not going to bring people that are like 50, 60 years old, besides Tom Cruise, I guess. And then they kind of just wean out the better ones and the worst ones, and shenanigans ensue. I like this movie a lot, actually. Dare I say, better than the first one, honestly. Like I said, there's a lot more plot to it. There's a lot more emotion, especially with Miles Teller and Tom Cruise going into, what happened with Goose. And obviously, everybody knows it was an accident, but there's a little bit more behind the scenes with, Maverick and Rooster and why they're kind of at odds with each other throughout the movie. So that definitely brings a lot more light to it, and it gives a little bit more heart to it. Obviously, you're going to get your nods to the original. There's some heartstrings that are pulled, especially with Goose and with Miles Teller's character and stuff like that. And it definitely does hit you, especially with the surprise cameo that I don't want to name. That scene alone, just because of what's actually what was going on with his character, his actual life. Really kind of, especially if you knew, excuse me, the backstory, and what was happening in his life, it really kind of hits you more because it's actually real. So the crazy thing is Hans Zimmer actually helped with the score, and obviously, if you're going to get anybody to score, it's going to be Hans Zimmer. I don't think he's ever had a bad score. He's done a lot of like the Batman movies and stuff like that, and obviously you can't go wrong with the Batman movies. The cool thing is they actually flew a lot of the scenes, or almost all of the scenes were actual F-18s. The nice thing is they had actually had a specialized camera, and I mean, you'll see it in the movie too. That shows you the cockpit. It shows you like the actual reactions of the people in the planes. So it's really cool to have that. It's not just them sitting there and then maybe blowing a fan or something like that. So you get that it looks like the illusion, I guess I would say. It's really cool. The dogfights are really awesome. So I really enjoyed all of that stuff. And then just like I said, in general, overall the movie is great. The third act, I expected what was going to happen, but it went a different way to how, like, it still happened, and what I thought was going to happen happened, but it was a lot different, and they kind of played it out a different way. And that surprised me. That's nice, because you would think, oh, they're just going to go through the steps and they're just going to make it like the old one that came out in the 80s, and they're just gonna go from there and follow the same footsteps, but they really didn't. So it was nice. It was definitely a nice touch. I enjoyed it. I will say this: if you have the chance to, since it's coming out today and tomorrow, I would see it in theaters. With those F-18s, those engines roaring, the bass that just booms every time they take off. They're doing different maneuvers and stuff like that. It sounds amazing, especially with Hans Zimmer's score added into it. It definitely is great. It's a really good watch. I would recommend it. I really enjoyed it, and like I said, maybe more than the first one. I'd have to watch the first one again just to kind of see, where I was at with it, because it's been a little while since I've seen it. But I would definitely recommend this movie. If I had to give it a score out of 10, I would probably say maybe a 9, 9.2. It's definitely up there. It's a really solid release. I know Tom Cruise and everybody put a lot of effort into it. I think Tom Cruise actually helped produce it. So that's definitely, you can tell he enjoyed doing it, and he likes the character and he likes the story, and it was a good send off for a couple of different characters and all of that, and they brought some characters back from the old movie and all that. So yeah, 100%. I would definitely recommend this movie. Great movie overall. I really don't have any bad things to say. The only thing maybe I would say is the late of the second act kind of slows down a bit. But that's because it's character building. It's building the team up, building the love story between Jennifer Connelly and Tom Cruise's character. So it's a necessity, especially too, because that gives you more of a I hope nobody dies, or I hope nobody gets hurt at the end of the movie. It kind of gives you that weight to the characters and make sure that you care about them. So yeah, 100% would recommend. Would definitely go see it in theaters, especially if you can. If you IMAX, it sounds amazing. It's really good. So that's it for this review. Like everybody else says, like, comment, subscribe, even turn on the bell notification, and that way next time I post another review or physical copies or anything like that. And then, have you seen the movie? Are you going to see the movie? After you've seen the movie, do you like this one more than the first one? What do you think about the first one? Just leave that all in the comments below, and we'll keep these going.